and you're wondering, how can you be a prepper with such a small space? Well, you may not have loads of room to have a prepper pantry or large enough space to stockpile everything. But in this video, I aim to go through how you can prep and be ready for anything in an apartment just like anyone else. Just remember that these are my views. They're not necessarily all the right. They're not always the right answers. It's just my view on it and what I'm doing in my own space. So without any further ado, let's get to this week's video. So I live in a small 2-bedroom apartment, and the use of the limited space that I have is vital in making sure that I have a good balance between storage and not looking like I'm a hoarder. Apartment prepping can be the same as prepping in a house or on a farm, just on a miniature scale. Obviously, having farm animals and large fruit vegetable gardens is probably out of the question, but you can still be self-sufficient and build stores of food, water, medical, weapons, communications, and other survival items just like anyone else. The idea is to work with what you have and the space you have first. So for myself, I live in an apartment. I live by myself with my dog. I have 2 bedrooms, a lounge, a dining, a kitchen, a balcony, laundry, and a garage. My living areas at the time of recording this is used solely for that. My living areas, when family come over, friends come over, it's just living areas. I do not store any preps in those areas. My master bedroom is also just that. It's a master bedroom. I don't store any supplies in there, and other than some safety and a bit of security systems that I have in place, and I will be making another video on that regarding all those type of things. So make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification button to be alerted when that goes live. Now, my bathroom is also just a bathroom. However, that is where it stops being living space, and the rest of the apartment is utilized for my preps. In my laundry, I currently have this metal shelf. That stores some items, and I will be replacing this soon with a chest freezer so that I can store foods more long-term like meat, fish, poultry in a deep, large freezer rather than just a freezer in my fridge. I'll also be installing shelving on these walls to store some of the chemicals that you might have seen, and I'll also install a security camera here to keep an eye on all of it, making sure that it's safe. Not just from looters and burglary, but also fire, anything like that. I have a linen cupboard, as you can see here in my hallway, and this is where I store all my medical and health preps out of the way, but it's also stored exactly where I know that they are. I also keep my blackout box here, as well as my home spill kit, which you can check out on one of my videos on the home spill kit that I have done, by going and having a look at that. In my study, I have my excess survival preps: knives, hunting things, storage, documents, books, resource materials, and also a bit of a mini workshop. Now, not a workshop where I've got drop saws and drill presses and things like that. It's just more for small little household repairs, little craft tasks, those type of things. In the wardrobe here is where I keep things like my optical gear and my radios. This room is lockable, and it's also used as my safe room. Now, it is on a 3rd floor. I do have a window, which is not usually encouraged in a safe room, but if they get in that way, then they're going to get in anyway, because it's quite high up. And they're going to have some type of rope system or ladder system or scaffolding system to get up there. So now, as I said, the room is lockable. I have food, water, comms, self-defense items in here, and so if I ever need to put a distance between myself and a bad guy, I can be a little bit self-sufficient. There's also a camera keeping an eye on all of this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Then I have designated a part of my kitchen as a pantry that stores my rice, my flour, my pasta, and other non-perishables. And I will be upgrading this and installing a pantry in my dining area. So my freezer that is in my fridge will be used for my regular day-to-day items, and it will be filled and restocked from the larger freezer that I'll have in my laundry. And as will the pantry in the kitchen be restocked from the pantry that I have in my dining room. So my kitchen also stores all my food prep items like my pressure cooker, my rice cooker, my slow cooker, all those type of things, and items to help me be self-sufficient in case of an emergency. My balcony has my herb and veggie garden. You can check out my balcony gardens, my balcony garden series, and I'm going to be doing another video on that pretty soon. So make sure that you have subscribed and press the notification button. And in addition to the herbs and the vegetables that I'm going to be growing there, I hope to have 1 or 2 meat rabbits that I can harvest for meat. And also, I'm looking at installing a beehive so that I could have some fresh honey. Now, you will need to check with your government, your council and your government regulations regarding keeping these type of animals in an apartment, and go from there. So I'm not saying that you can or that you cannot. I'm just saying make sure you check out what it is in your area. So right now, my garage is a complete and utter mess. I'm storing things for people, and it's just a bit disorganized. But however, as you can see from this picture here, I have it organized for storing fuel, camping, other gear, cooking gear, etc. The garage is locked by 2 different systems and also a security camera to keep an eye on things when I'm not around. The idea for a small space is to minimize and plan, plus have a system for your preps and how to use them. Another thing that you can do is rent out a storage unit and place all your excess and deep storage items in that facility. Let's just have a look here. Storage units can be a cost-effective way to store these items. Plus, you have the added benefit of it also being secure. I myself plan to have a storage unit that will act as both my overflow, but also as a cache that I can go to if I can't get to my apartment, if it's been compromised. Like lately here in my area, we've been having floods. And a lot of areas have been closed. You can't get home. You're being evacuated. So if that situation happens, I'll have a place where I have food, water, clothing, etc. that I can take from there. Make sure that that is not in the same area that you're being evacuated from, because otherwise it's not going to be any good to you. But in a pinch, if you can't get too far and you just want to use it to store excess stuff, you can do that. That's fine. Now, hopefully, this video you can see with a little planning and organisation, you can be as an effective prepper as the person who lives on land. Utilise your vertical space and empty spaces and keep things in categories and in the same locations. Prepping is not meant to be hard. It can actually be enjoyable. Just don't become a hoarder and have no space for quality of life. So thanks again for spending your time with me watching my video. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe, like and share buttons and press that bell notification to be notified when a new video comes out. I do try my best to put out 3 videos a week. I didn't put out any last week as I wasn't very well. So, and make sure that, you comment. Make sure that we start a dialogue on what's happening here. What's your thoughts on prepping in an apartment? What are some of the things that you've done to prep in an apartment? And every state, every country, every region will have different things that they do. So I'm really happy and really wanting to start this dialogue going from there. So let's start it. Keep in mind that everyone has a right to their own opinion, and this is an education channel where we will learn from other people's views and points. There is no right or wrong way. It's just a matter of expressing your opinion and other people either taking it or not taking it, but not abusing the other person for having a different point of view. So anyway, that's it. As I say, always stay safe and be prepared. Sydney Prepper Guy out.